You were recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Admiral, first of all, thank you for your service. Thank you to your family for their sacrifice as well as you have deployed on multiple occasions, and we appreciate your offer to continue that service. In my office, we talked about Spectrum, and I warned you that that was going to be an item that I was going to no surprise to the rest of the committee here, that I'm going to follow up on it right now. As we discussed in my office, forcing the department to vacate or share in the suboptimal manner the 3.1 to 3.45 gigahertz and the 7.4 to 8.4 gigahertz bands of the spectrum would have a very negative impact on our warfighting capabilities, including homeland defense missions, force protection for our troops overseas, and our strategic communications. How important is spectrum to U.S. nuclear deterrence?
Senator, it's vitally important. And I recall the words that Admiral Caudle used in his testimony when asked about this, speaking from the Navy and the department's perspective. And he said the impact of vacating would be, the quote was 200 billion. He said infinity. So much greater than that, and more than 100 years. But, you know, obviously embellishing, but the point being that it's a vital area of the spectrum for military capabilities, and that includes command and control and missile defense.
Yeah, let's follow up on that just a little bit, because I agree with that. And Admiral Caudle's comments were that the cost of moving the assets, the Navy assets, out of those protected bands might as well be infinity, because the physics of the S-band are not replicable in other bands. And clearly you agree with Admiral Caudle's analysis on it. In your professional military opinion, how might forcing commercial high-power wireless providers into the department's S-band impact our early warning radars?
Senator, that would have a negative impact. And I'd be happy to, follow up with you and the committee in a classified setting to discuss the details associated with that.
I recognize that a lot of this that we're talking about is classified, but the public needs to understand, and this is the only way we can do it, is to have folks that have the ability to share it, how critical it is that we protect certain parts of the spectrum that some people would prefer to release for commercial operation. I just simply want your analysis of how serious that is.
It's incredibly serious, to the point of, significantly, dramatically increasing the risk with the ability to provide assured command and control and the operation of our missile defense systems.
If confirmed,
for the nuclear mission.
If confirmed, will you let your chain of command and Congress know if you believe any interagency decisions regarding spectrum would have a negative impact on the department's warfighting capabilities and nuclear deterrence?
Yes, Senator.
It would be speaking truth to power.
Yes, Senator.
Okay. Earlier this year, General Cotton testified to this committee that he believes 145 B-21s are needed to support STRATCOM. Do you agree with this assessment?
I agree with General Cotton's assessment, and I believe he's been on the record saying between 140 and 150 B-21s, and the services position has been at least 100. So that'll be a continuing conversation.
Recognizing that some parts of our capabilities take a long time to get established, and they, in a lot of cases, go over budget. In this particular case, is it still true that the B-21 is not only on time, it is on budget as well?
The B-21 is one of the strongest performing large acquisition programs we have, and I agree. It's on time and on budget.
Thank you. Given the growing potential for a multi-theater conflict, if we get into it with China, we're going to have Russia right there as well. Or the other way around. If we get into it with Russia, we're going to have China right there as well. Given the potential for that type of a multi-theater conflict involving near-peer adversaries, what steps would you take to prepare strategic command to deter two nuclear peer adversaries?
Thank you for the question, Senator. And if confirmed, I would continue the emphasis on our exercise program. I wish every American citizen could see our professionals in execution, both our civilian professionals and our military professionals. But as Senator Cotton referred to, our nation's strategic deterrent is in execution and practiced every day. To that end, we conduct somewhere north or south of approximately 400 command and control exercises per year. I've personally participated in more than 100, and we will continue to do that to assure our capabilities and the ability. Job one for the STRATCOM commander is to preserve decision space for national command authority, and then together with fellow combatant commanders and the chairman, provide options should they be required.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.